Hello, my name is Tommy Shaw, and on today's channel, what I'll be doing is that I'll be going over Neville Goddard, The Power of Awareness, and why I love this book and helping you to increase your awareness and how you can create your life and make it more favorable. And what I'll be doing is that I'll be reading the book and also saying some descriptions on how I saw it and how I felt in the world that I was living in. And the book is phenomenal. Like anybody that has never read this book, it's like the law of attraction, but a lot more. Okay, we're going to imagination, desire, anything that can get you a lot of success in life. And first of all, you have to understand that the reflection in life is based upon what your level of consciousness is and how you attracted it in your life. And if you think you're separated from your outside life, well, you need to read this book, okay? So the first chapter is I am. Okay, this chapter is basically when you're talking about the Bible and stuff like that. All things, when they are admitted, are made manifest by the light. For everything that is made manifest is light. Okay, consciousness becomes aware of the reality that's outside. Okay, that's why it keeps on changing, because every single day we become aware of more things in life. Like 100 years ago, we didn't know anything about electricity, and now we use it in our life because we became aware of that. And it's the same thing with your consciousness. If you identify with the body and your senses, you're not seeing that you're a spiritual being having a body experience. You're living inside a body. This is your vehicle, okay? So I really want to put emphasis on that, is because I am has sent me unto you, okay? The person that you described yourself to be is the person that you're going to be, okay? Right now, what you assume to be, if you say I am happy, there's a good chance that you'll be happy. If I am wealthy, I am smart, whatever you're saying about yourself is becoming your reality. So you need to say, I am healthy, I am strong. Let the weak man say, I am strong, so that he can become strong. Okay? It's because whatever you think you are or do, you're attracting it in your life. All right? So I am that I am. You are that I am. I am is your consciousness. Consciousness coming into being. That's why it says, I am that I am. You are that consciousness. You are that imagination that is creating your reality. That's why sometimes you can live many lives in one life, because if you change your thinking, you change your feelings, you're changing the outside conditions. If it's getting worse, it's because your inner voice is getting worse. If it's getting better, it's because you're thinking more and more proper thoughts that are aligning you with the reality that you want. Okay, so the goal of living on this earth is always to evolve into becoming more of who we can be through the level of consciousness. Because when you're in a level of fear, you're not really creating something that is beautiful for this world. Okay, and sometimes we don't even know we're living on the consciousness of fear, and we think we're living at a consciousness that is higher than average. But in reality, if you're not at the level of courage or passion, what you're attracting in your life is practically misery and despair and hardship. But when you're living in love, you're attracting peaceful people around you. You're going to live in an environment where you vibrate with the same people, okay? If you don't like your environment, you need to change your inner feelings and inner thoughts, okay? So the second level is consciousness. The chapter 2, we're talking about consciousness. And everything is based on consciousness. Energy is consciousness. Your body is consciousness. brought into being. Like you vibrate at a certain level and it creates this body. If you remove that energy from your body, it's gonna disappear. It's gonna go back into the natural form of creating more life. So you need to be aware of everything you're thinking about, because if you're not aware that you're creating your world, what's going to happen is that every time you try, you'll always be thinking negative thoughts, because we are naturally attracted to negative. When we listen to the television, we go on the news, it's negative. When we listen to the radio, most of it is negative. Oh, get your finances together. If you're having money problems, you can call 1-800 bankruptcy or something. Everything is programming us into seeing the world as is. It's not enough. It's not enough. There's missing. There's not enough for me. So I got to be scared. I got to do something that I'm desperate, and then I should not have more than other people, because if I'm living in an abundance, other people are living paycheck to paycheck. But that's false. Okay. We have no reason to live in that level of consciousness. It's just we need time to evolve and to get to higher states of consciousness. So the power of assumption is the third chapter. Whatever you assume to be will become your reality. Like sometimes when you're investing, what are you expecting? Like, look at it. You're investing, you're expecting something negative. You want to know why? It's because you're trying to take a shortcut to success. You know there is no shortcut to success. Your soul is telling you life wants to create more value. It doesn't want somebody to steal the value. Because if you're going in stocks expecting to steal from the system is gonna take the money from you, because it's giving you exactly what you want. If you want to take that money, you're essentially taking it from somebody else. So if you're ready to take it from somebody else, that person is going to take it from you. Okay, because you are receiving exactly what you put out. So yeah, hopefully that makes sense. If you have any questions along the way, you like me to talk more about something, just leave comments on the side and I'll be willing to answer those questions. So chapter 4, desire. Okay, for anything that happened in your life, you need to strongly desire something, because desire is the first action for change. Nobody wants to change. Nobody wants to evolve in life. Nobody wants to get better. But if you desire to become better, you're going to have to change. You're going to have to put in some efforts, and you're going to have to take on some risk. You're going to have to make some mistakes, because nothing in life that you buy is guaranteed. Like you could buy a microphone and try to start a YouTube channel and buy the wrong one, and it's not working. That's a risk, because you spent $80. It's not working. You don't want to bring it back. You don't have time to bring it back. Well, you just risk $80. But what did you learn? You learned that's not the right microphone. So you always have to see life as an evolving process of you becoming better. In everything you're doing, you're learning. You're learning something new. You know something now that you didn't know the day before. So always see the process of the desire of becoming the person that you want to become. And the first step to anything, I always mention this in everything that I do when I'm talking about real estate, when I'm talking about stocks. The first thing you must do is have a strong burning desire to achieve something. You must have a clear-cut goal to what you want to achieve, because if you don't know where you're going, you won't have a reason why you're saving. You won't have a reason why you're budgeting, and you won't have a reason to continue once you saved up that money. Once you have achieved $10,000 and you don't remember why you saved up that money, you're going to spend it on something that comes along the way. Because when you have a lot of money and you're insecure, you will want to spend that money. You will want to get rid of it, because you're going to blame the money for your anxiety. So hopefully that makes sense. That big desire for whatever you want to achieve in life is the most important part in any process for you to achieve the goals that you want. So the truth that sets you free. Okay, now he's talking about that level of consciousness that once you understand that you are the cause and effect, you are the cause that's creating your life. This is the truth that sets you free. You can't blame anything for the results that you have. You can only blame yourself, because the results and everything that you have are exactly the results that you put out. All the actions, all the risk, all the learning, everything you did up to now are accumulated in your bank account, your all the knowledge that you have, all the value you can create. You can't blame anybody. But one thing I can tell you is that if you have anxiety, your body is telling you that you have a lot to learn. It's telling you that your mind does not know enough. You need to learn a lot more. And what do you need to learn? You need to learn what has to do with your goals. Don't go studying many things that have nothing to do with your goals. If you want to achieve success in real estate, read books on real estate, read books on how to get finance, read books on how to leverage, read books on how to get a better deal in negotiating in real estate. Like, you know what I mean? Focus on what you want, because you only have so much energy in one day to achieve the goals that you want to have. So focus on what you want and stay concentrated on whatever you want. Okay, so that's the truth that sets you free. The attention. Okay, focus. If you have a lot of focus, it will be a lot easier to achieve your goals. Why? Because when you have a goal and you're highly focused, all your energy is going towards that goal. What do I mean by energy? I'm talking about mental energy. I'm talking about your money. Money is energy, and it goes where your attention goes. Why do you think everybody's trying to get your attention? Because when they have your attention, they can offer you something. They can offer a product, and there's a chance you buy that product. That's why everyone wants that awareness, that attention, but it's up to you to keep your focus. And the more focused you are, the more money is going to go towards that goal. That's what I'm talking about when I'm saying budgeting, because when you want real estate or you want stocks or you want financial independence, the more you want something, the more you'll be saving in accordance with your goal. Does that make any sense? Like, when you're talking, if you want to have financial freedom and you know you need $1 million, what you'll do is that everything else that has nothing to do with your goal, you'll put aside. A car does not go in alignment with your financial freedom. A big house does not go in alignment with your financial freedom. So it becomes easy to save when you have that goal. If you don't have that goal, it's hard to save because you have no reason to save your money. Like, you need to understand this. The reason people fail at budgeting is because they have no primary goal and focus in their lives. They're everywhere. They're spending around. They're not going in a direct direction, in a straight direction. So there you go. Focus is very important. And when I'm talking about focus, I'm talking about attention. Your attention to stay focused on the subject. Because sometimes when I talk to people, it takes about 2 minutes for them to lose attention. For me, something is wrong. Okay? Because you can't lose focus in 2 minutes. If you lose focus in 2 minutes, you cannot learn anything. You can't go to university with a 2 minute attention. You can't not learn. You can't even read a book. Want to know why? Because it takes too much time for you to learn that book. 2 minutes, you need to increase that attention by at least 3 hours. I can stay focused for a minimum of 3 hours, and I could stay focused for 8 hours straight, no problem, without ever losing attention on what I'm doing. Okay, I'm not saying that I'm better than anybody. All I'm saying is that attention is very lucrative. It's worth a lot of money. Then the more focused and laser focused you can be, the easier it will be for you to achieve your goals. So your attitude will determine if you believe, because If you believe that you're going to get something, what is your attitude going to be? It's going to be positive. If I'm telling you that in 10 years you'll have $1 million in your bank account, you'll be a positive person, because if you believe it, you'll say it's only a matter of time. So your attitudes are going to go with an alignment in what you believe. If you truly believe that success can come to you, then you won't have a negative attitude, because you'll know it's just a matter of time before receiving whatever you want. Okay? So remember that if a day you're negative, just relax, find a peaceful environment, make your mind still, and meditate. Meditate on gratitude. Meditate on things that you want that can bring you happiness, joy, and anything that can make you just a wonderful person, because you're showing that you truly believe in the outcome that you desire. Preparing your place, like this comes to almost the same one as attitude. If you believe that you're preparing your place, you're going to get ready to receive that information. You're going to get ready to receive that information. And when you're ready, you're happy because you're showing gratitude towards what you want in life. Creation. I think I skipped a chapter because there's one with imagination. And what they're talking about essentially is that your imagination is God. Your imagination is God. Whatever you feel, think, and see in your mind is God's creation becoming reality. And if you can understand that information, is that it's telling you that you're creating your world. You're the one who's creating your world through your imagination, through your thinking, through your feelings. So become aware of what you're imagining. Like sometimes you could see a debate before it comes. Become aware of that. Like sometimes you're arguing in your mind, and don't you notice that not long after that, like maybe a week after, you are having that conversation with the person that you had it in your mind? That is something that's telling you that you're creating. So become aware of every time somebody steps up in front of you and like you're having that negative talk with that person, you essentially created that event beforehand. And sometimes you can even know there's a negative conversation that's coming just by the way you feel. So by becoming aware of that, it helps us become conscious of how our world is becoming our reality. And you can't force an outcome. If you're feeling like you're trying to hold on to something and it's not becoming your reality, it's because you don't actually believe that it will become your reality. And I really want to put a lot of information on that, is because if you truly believe that you can get what you want, have faith that it's coming. Don't lose sight of what is important for you. You already know what is important for you. And just follow your heart to achieve your goals, your financial success, your financial education. And that's what I wanted to be talking about, the crown. So the subjective personal impotence, be ye doers. If you truly have faith, do it. Show how you create your world through your thinking. Be a doer, not a talker. Nobody cares about somebody that's talking about how they got something and where they're going and where this is going and where this is going. And critics, there will always be critics. There's two kinds of people who credit and people who do. Like when you see a gladiator that's on the stage, he's a doer. Everybody else is talking about, oh, blah, blah, he should have did this, should have did that. Not really. Don't look at it that way. Be ye doers of faith. Be ye doers of the people that you want to become. Show by being an example. Show who you really are by the results and actions that you're taking. Don't talk about people in their backs because you don't have faith in your own life that it's not possible for you. Some people like me, when I hear somebody talk into somebody's back, it gets me anxious. You want to know why? Because I don't like those kinds of people. I don't like people who talk in the back of other people. For me, you're just showing that you don't have faith. You're just showing me that you are not a doer, but a critic. And a critic, it annoys me, okay? It annoys me because I know that their level of consciousness is not at the level that it should be. They don't believe that it's possible for them to achieve the outcome that they want. So, another thing is that when we're talking about will, the will of God, what we're talking about is the will of God concerning your imagination. You can't escape it. You can't escape your level of consciousness. The only way you can escape it is if you forgive. Because when you forgive and you love, you don't have those negative thinking. You don't have those negative thoughts that are attracting you the life that you don't want. So when you forgive and you love, and first of all, most of the time what happens is that you're not even angry at the other person. You're angry at yourself. And it's hard to admit that. It's hard to admit to ourselves that I am the one to be blamed and I forgive myself because I love myself. Okay? So hopefully that makes sense, because a lot of people are angry at the other person, but they're not even angry at the other person. They're angry at themselves and they can't admit it, and they're not willing to forgive themselves and accept the truth. And then once you accept this to be true, there's joy that will sit in on your soul. And that joy will attract the life that you want, because you'll be vibrating at a higher level that is attracting high level achievers and high level results in your life. And remember, you can always comment in the video at any moment. You like the information that I'm saying. Faith, like I said many times in the book, faith is very, people say they have faith, but I don't see them as having faith as long as they don't do something. If you truly have faith, you'll get the results that you want. You will get them. You will work towards your results, and you would encourage other people to do the same because you have faith. And faith is having faith in your vision. What you see in the future becomes reality. That's faith. Because it's not because that you have a hard time today with your finances, you don't know what you're doing. It'll be results in the future. You believe in that, and you're showing faith when you're working towards that goal. So that's it for The Power of Awareness by Neville Goddard. One of the best books I've read. When you start to get in this level of consciousness, like there's Power versus Force, The Power of Awareness, A Course in Miracles. Those are basically books that are really high in consciousness. And when you're reading those books, it changes the way you view life, because it shows you other examples of consciousness, and you put yourself in those states, and then you become aware of how you were negative and how you were fearful. And when you were budgeting and calculating everything, that came from a scared mentality. I know a lot of people won't admit it, but in fear, there's a lot of power. There's power in love. There's power in fear. There's many ways you can achieve that power, but just become aware of the different levels of consciousness. When you're reading those kinds of books, it raises it and it makes you view life in a different way. So if you like these kinds of videos, just remember to comment. Tell me what you appreciate about the book, which chapter really resonated with you guys, and I'll see with the comments on how you guys interact with this video. So have a nice one. Thanks for listening and have a nice day.